So I think AMID is really positively impacting learning that way, so that we have students who are deeply connected with their profession, but also their personal life. So how do we do the coaching? We have, we are a team of 4 coaches. 2 are Dutch, 1 is Indian, and I'm Kenyan. And we do group coaching. We do 4 sessions a year of personal development. All this is online. So we have students who are based in Holland, in Netherlands, and students who are based in Africa. So each of us is allocated 10 students whom we will journey with the whole year. And we design a lot of activities for 3 hours. We have interactive breakout sessions. They have a workbook where they keep documenting everything that we are learning. And so that's how we do it. We also have peer-to-peer coaching. And the peer-to-peer coaching is also 4 times a year, where they meet each other and develop their own coaching skills. And I think one of the greatest things that I have seen with most of the students, some after going through personal development, even decide to change their career. They start thinking more deeply about the impact they want to make in their organization. So it's a great opportunity that AMID has a personal development coaching component. And we look forward to more trainees joining in and journeying with us. So thank you very much. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Aurelia. That's great. I will now invite my other colleague, and kindly jot your questions. We will respond to them as we go, as we wind up. But for now, allow me to invite Grace to take us through the next session. Grace, over to you.
Thank you so much, Prof. And good afternoon, everyone, from wherever you're joining. Some it's morning, some it's evening. So before I just take you through a few points of why you should participate in this program, I want to acknowledge the presence of my colleague, Anke. She's the coordinator for this program in the Netherlands. So I want to give her 1 minute to say hello. Anke?
Thank you, Grace, and hello to you all. I can hear you, and I hope you can hear me as well, all the way from the Netherlands, Nijmegen. I'm the coordinator for the AMID program at Radboud University, and I'm very happy that we have this collaboration with the University of Nairobi, Kenya, with IDS. It's very valuable. Paul, very much appreciate all the words you just said about the program and about the way that you are working with the AMID program in Kenya and surrounding countries. So yeah, very good to see all of that. So over to you, Grace.
Thank you so much, Anke, and it's really great that you could manage to join us. So I'm going to take you through a few slides, and thank you, Prof, for introducing the program in such a great way. I'm going to highlight for you why you should participate as an organization or even as an individual. The first thing is that there is very high quality delivery of this program through the experienced lecturers and trainers that we have. And this provides a very rigorous academic foundation for the trainees who agree to join the program. And then you can imagine having your master's degree in 1 year. So that is what AMID offers as a second very great highlight. And you will graduate with this valuable master degree in a condensed time frame. Again, the program is globally recognized, and as Prof has just mentioned, it's accredited by NVAO, the accrediting body from the Netherlands. And therefore, you as a person enhance your credential, but as an organization, you also enhance the potential for your the professional credentials for your staff members. AMID gives organizations a pool of very talented young professionals that are very committed to contributing to the SDGs as well as to their organization's mission. So we really encourage organizations to consider this because it will enhance the work that they do in that way. It also helps to enhance the skill set for the trainees through practical skills in addressing the various global challenges that are facing the world, but also facing the organization, the communities that they serve. But as well, the trainees access a state-of-art academic knowledge from the best that there is in training. We also have networking opportunities. As you will see, this program has a lot of organizations that participate, and as even Prof has said, there is a lot of countries that participate. So you can imagine that kind of network that your organization will be able to be in. And even as the trainees come out, they join what we call the AMID community, which is for organizations that have even been there in the past. Then we have the value that we are going to get that makes the program unique. Why AMID, why not any other master? We say that one of the uniqueness is the work experience and learning part. So the program insists that you really have to be working for you to get the experience that is needed, but as well, that experience, you utilize it in your learning process. Then there is the taking of what you're learning into the work that you're doing. So that application of both academia and skill is not something that we see a lot happening in the kind of academic programs that are delivered. But also, as Aurelia has said, there is the critical reflection on personal role in the development process. And that is really unique compared to other programs. And then that kind of network, as I've just mentioned, becomes very critical. So how do you participate as an organization? And then we will also see how you participate as a trainee who is aspiring to join the program. So we have said that this is a paid-for traineeship and is paid for by organizations. So how do organizations participate? Organizations participate by introducing a young professional who works with them, who they believe is a good candidate who would meet the requirements for the program. That is one route. And then there is the second route where organizations can say, oh, wow, we have had this program, it's really great. We really wish there was a way we can have someone benefit from it, but we do not have anyone who works with that, who works with us, who can meet that criteria. So what we do is we request those organizations, if they have capacity, to develop what we call a position for 1 year, where they can place in an AMID trainee. And once they develop a position within the organization, they create a job description for that position. And then they request, together with us, together with AMID, we hire with them a suitable candidate for that position. And once that is done, then that candidate works within that organization for 1 year as an AMID trainee. And we see this happening a lot, especially in the Netherlands. Most organizations actually want to take that route because they want to create an opportunity for young people to access the skills and the experience that they would otherwise not have had if they never got the opportunity to work within an organization. And that is something also that we encourage the organizations within Kenya, that is a great way that you can give back to the community in terms of capacity development. Because what we have seen, or most of you have actually experienced, if you work in an NGO, or if you are looking for a job within an NGO, one of the things that is really requisite is for you to have experience. And you can never have experience if you never got to get an opportunity to work within an organization. So, so when, as a fresh graduate, you are given the opportunity to get this experience, even if it's for 1 year, that is a big kickstarter to your career in this field. How do we take in the AMID trainees that are external? So the organization, as I've said, creates a job description and a position. They forward that job description to AMID. AMID does an advertisement for the position, and we will advertise even to some of you that are here. Then we select, and then we shortlist, and then we interview, and then we forward 3 names to these organizations that would be wanting to hire. And then the 3 names, the organization interviews If they don't prefer any of the three, then we repeat the whole process until the organization gets a best fit for the position that they have created. So I want to show you some of the organizations that we have been working with in Kenya for some time now. Yeah, I think you can see some of them. Maybe some you can know, some you don't. But these are some of the organizations we have been working with in Kenya, plus many more. And you know, for Kenya, we've been existing from 2021. This is our 4th year now. Next year will be our 5th year. We are calling out to organizations that are represented here to just partner with us in this course. It's really a noble cause of empowering young people to do development work differently. So all these organizations have partnered with us, and we are calling out to more organizations to sponsor trainees into this program so that we can empower young professionals. So the next slide is about a partner we have partnered with in the past, who was previously working in the Rainforest Alliance, one of the organizations that give us trainees, but he has since transitioned to WRI, and Prof kindly play his video. Thank you.
My name is Michael Orangi. I'm the country director for Rainforest Alliance, of also overseeing operations in Tanzania. And we work together with AMID as a partner, whereby we sponsored 3 AMID students who have successfully completed the AMID program through Radboud University and the University of Nairobi. I think the AMID program is really a good program in that it's bringing the elements of you know, students who are already engaged probably in a work program and are already, you know, engaged in kind of solving a particular problem, but also solving that problem while also performing, you know, work through the experience. So it's not easy to get such a kind of a program, because most of the programs that run is you get a particular profession that addresses a particular line, but in terms of what AMID is bringing across is quite opening the space that you even bring students together to tackle various problems and engage them collectively with their employers or their supervisors. And they look at, you know, a broad spectrum of looking at challenges and looking at opportunities, which is very rare to find in other programs, like the normal academic programs where somebody wants to narrow down into soil science and research, but this is a bit broad and looking at more of other spaces. Yeah, what I like most about the AMID program is that it's actually it is a work, a learning while you're working program, because students are first of all recruited with organizations like the organization I work for as Rainforest Alliance, and in conjunction with the university, you know, in kind of a tripartite arrangement, and they work in a way as they are solving a particular problem within their scope, but again also work together with other students to look at a bigger picture. And the way I like the way the program operates, you know, unlike what we normally are used to, like field attachment or internships with specific scope, this is quite, you know, opened up. But also the fact that it is, you know, work related. So there is the experience part of it, there is the problem solving part of it, and also the way it is, you know, choreographed, that the organizations or supervisors who are employers also supervise the students as they deliver on their agreed scope and targets and KPIs, but also attending school at the same time, like the way it is designed, like 4 days in school, in work, and then 1 day in school. So they integrate kind of what they learn in the workspace as well, and the way it's structured. Of course, what I like also is, you know, when you talk of an AMID committee that it constitutes both students and their lecturers, and you know, they have a board of advisory. I mean, it's really well choreographed, well structured, that tries to meet the challenges of, you know, international development and the corporate movement space. I want to tell students that this is quite a wonderful program. And indeed, it has shown us that you can use, you know, students even to solve some of the, you know, challenges within organizations, because young minds, again, are kind of innovative and they think outside the box. And you come out with solutions that the technocrats in the organizations cannot even think about. And I want to cite an example for our organization, Rainforest Alliance. Out of the 3 AMID students we had, there was one who excelled so well, brought about some solutions, and we've even absorbed him even at a senior level. I mean, from a trainee, our entry point is normally as an associate level or an officer level, but we took him to a senior associate position because of his intellect, his intuitiveness, his innovativeness, and I think this is the way to go going forward.
Grace?
Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Tro.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Aurelia. Thank you, Grace, for this. Allow me to spend a few more minutes as we bring this to the next level to say that as AMID, just before we started the international class, we did a tracer study to see where were our trainees, where they are. I'm very happy to hear that a number of colleagues who have even been involved in the delivery of this program are on this call. Allow me, with respect, to acknowledge presence of John Joka, who has been with us in this program. We also have Professor Winnie Mitula, who has also taught in this program from the South and teaching the entire class from Netherlands and here. But what did we see when we when we did the tracer study? One is that of all the Army trainee by the year 2020, majority of them, actually at 79%, view AMID as a career kickstarter, meaning that the training they got under AMID program helped them to get better structured and better position for their career development. 89% of the respondents, they said that AMID helped them to build a steady career in their field. We've just heard from Michael how even organizations use the AMID program trainee to integrate them into the position within the organization. Similarly, 89% of those that we spoke to considered themselves as change agent, meaning they are questioning the conventional thinking of development and practice of development. Finally, a large majority, that is 79% of the alumni who trained under AMID, were holding paid position in the field of international development, meaning that once we introduce our trainee to this field of international development, a majority of them continue working and being professional in this particular field. So a good opportunity, especially for our upcoming students. I will not run this video, but I will now invite Frida to make just a 2-minute speech just about her experience in this program, and then we can move to the next. Frida?
Yes, thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well. Thank you. Proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So I joined the AMID alumni class We were the first ones in 2021, and it was really an exciting journey for me. I was then working for a local NGO, faith-based organization, Anglican Development Services, North Rift, and in West Pokot, yeah. And I was able to work, and in West Pokot, the rest of like my fellow trainees were within Nairobi, and it was also a challenge for me at a personal level. And AMID came in like, so this is also to encourage those who want to join from like some distance from Nairobi, so that people don't think if you are in Kenya, you have to do it within Nairobi. And it was like very interesting for me. It encouraged me to grow. I was able to even apply for jobs after AMID, and I did several interviews thanks to AMID with the courage that I had to apply for jobs. And currently I'm working for international NGO, Dutch-based in Kenya, in Kajiado. And being part of AMID built my courage, my communication, building relationships, and through even the practicality of the course, being able to apply what you are working into academics and also putting it back at work. We reviewed our theory of change in ADS and applied a lot of the things that I was able to find out during the study. And for other organizations that are here and have not tried AMID, it will be a good place to go. And there is this feeling when you meet someone and they tell you, you are AMID, and like there's this connection that this course also brings about, and it's quite strong, even to, like when you are AMID, you are AMID. There's something that brings us together. Even my current boss was a AMID, and every time we have a meeting, we mention AMID somewhere for some reason. Yeah, and today I was happy to see Aurelia. I will be open for questions and yeah. So I'll be here for questions and anything, yeah.
Thank you very, very much. Join me in appreciating. And this is how appreciating Frida for that testimony. I'm sure we had time would bring all of them, but now time we may not allow us. So thank you very much, Frida, even for agreeing to come and represent the alumni who have gone through this program. I know when you started, you're away from Nairobi, but through this program, you learned and have been able to move up even in your career journey. Let me say, when we're looking for the trainees, what are we looking for? We already alluded to this earlier, but just for purposes of emphasis, we look for recent master graduates. So one must have graduated with a master's program. Where they have not graduated with a master's program, then they must be doing work that is related very strongly with the international development. It's a junior to mid-level position, and that's why we cap the years of people who can join the program to 35 years, and with exceptional cases to 40 years. We need to recruit trainees who are committed and motivated, be able to join others in questioning the conventional way of thinking and doing things as far as development is concerned, and who are willing and have time to go for another degree, a postgraduate degree. The program is quite demanding. The 1 year we are talking about, our trainees do a lot. And by the time you're getting to module 3, we sometimes the pressure increases so significantly that majority of them feel like, why did we join? But in the end, when you see them graduating in January or February of the following year, they are all full of praises and gratitude for what the program did to them. What do we expect? I know we are quite broad in terms of representation here. So we are speaking to both organizations that can sponsor a student. Grace has clearly demonstrated our process of recruitment and whether we can get a position offers of our trainee in the following way. One, we expect from you that you'll have a suitable position that offers the trainee professional development. So they are not coming to your offices to do I would say the operation work, like running an office, or with all due respect. We're looking for professionals who are working in areas of program, PMEL, advisory, developer, and researchers. So for the period that our trainees are in the program, we expect that the organization will give them a permanent position, and over and above them being recruited to those organizations, if they are not staff, and even where they are staff, they have permanent supervisor who also evaluate their growth and their performance in the program. So the assessment we do will be both from academia and also from work environment, where we have an independent person based in the organization where he or she is attached and who does a quarterly assessment on performance. The payment for this program, as you hear, is quite detailed. I mean, it's quite intensive. So the fees that organization pay is about 6,500, and this will include 4 days, 8 days in total, where students meet face-to-face. And once an organization has paid this, then the rest is left to the program to enable the trainees to learn. We would also expect that when they are working with you, because this is not a voluntary, it's not an internship position, that they at least earning some basic minimum pay within the organization. So we all have a part to play. And either as an organization to sponsor a trainee, or as a trainee interested in joining this program. So our purpose of today is to share with you so that we can all identify areas and parts that we can play for improving our practice in the world of development studies. So you may contact us to either get a training for AMID program as an organization, or you will also see our advert when we are calling. We have already discussed with the organization and they need us to send them training. Then we carry out a very rigorous interview process and give the final 3 for the organization to choose from, and this has worked. But for more information, we have our program coordinator, who is Grace Muraya. She is based at the University of Nairobi, Mahatma Gandhi Wing, room 5th floor. All right, so if you come to 511, you will be able to find Grace. This is our email address. We also have a telephone number that you will reach out to us. Now, having taken all this time without a break, Mr. Chairman, I hope we are within time, but I want to stop there and say we are very grateful for your time. I know I can see now we are at 65 members who are still on the call. At one point, we were at 72. So I want to thank you very, very much. And I return the mic to Dr. Herbert Wamalwa, who is our moderator and the chair of the session. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Paul Kamau and colleagues, Grace, Aurelia, Anke, and also our alumni, Frida, for speaking to us, sharing the information about this program. I have been monitoring the chats and some comments have been coming up. But as Prof was presenting, as Grace was presenting, and Aurelia and Frida, I believe perhaps some of those comments have been addressed or they have been answered but we still have 22 minutes to go. So we can actually field some questions. So we'll open up the space. So if you have a question and or an observation, please feel free to raise your hand, and then we'll give you a chance to voice your questions, even as we also look at the chats. As Prof said, we also recognize our colleagues who have been part of this program in terms of delivering. We draw the resource persons from within IDS, the Institute for Development Studies, but also from the University of Nairobi broadly, sister departments. We've been working with colleagues from political science, for instance, who give us lectures, but we also reach out to other institutions that are based here in Africa for resource persons, including also our partners. Prof had recognized Professor Winnie Mitula, who is on the call, but she has a cold. John, do you want to say hi also? Because I saw that Professor Winnie Mitula was struggling a bit. She has a bad cold. She has lost her voice. How about John? Are you able to say jambo? John Joker, or has he left? Maybe not, but I saw he also put a comment in the chat. We also want to recognize our current trainees, and I saw Kabiru, who was joining all the way from Jos in Nigeria, and I have also seen Dora, who is joining from Kenya. Dora, do you want to say hi? Just to say jambo to the participants. She's also the current rep for this year. Dora, are you able to say hi?
Yes, thank you so much, Herbert, for the opportunity. I think so much already has been mentioned about the program. So mine is just to say hi, as you have mentioned. And for those who are looking forward for enrollment, I think this is it's a good program to join. Yeah. Karibuni nyote for next year.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dora. In terms of the questions, anybody who has a question that you want to raise your hand so that we can give you a chance or an observation? Yes. Hi, Caleb.
Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead, Caleb. And
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And of course, if I pick a few things, even the presentation by Mr. Paul, and of course, Grace earlier. And Anke has also responded to some of the questions I posted in the chat regarding the participation and, of course, how institutions can actually come on board of the program. So I was actually directed to write Grace Mariah, so which, of course, I'll do that after this conversation. So just a few words that for how long as the program, the collaboration between the AMID and the University of Nairobi. It's been like how long? And of course, if Nigeria wants to be like a partner, just like University of Nairobi, how do we make it happen? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caleb, and it's really good that you are able to join. Professor Paul Kamau, you may remember Caleb as a great friend from the Africa League's team. Caleb is a friend that we have journeyed together for very many years. We were part of a PhD program sponsored by Danida and all that. So, and he's calling in all the way from Nigeria. Is it Nigeria now, or Caleb, you are still in South Africa?
No, I'm in Nigeria now.
You're in Nigeria now, yeah. Thank you very
Yes.
much, yeah. So, Prof, do you want to say something about the history of our participation? I know you put it in a slide somewhere, but maybe you can just recap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Caleb. And thank you, colleagues, for all the comments that you have put in the chat. We are taking note of them, and at the appropriate time, we're going to respond, maybe, and very encouraging, especially when you see the uniqueness. Let me say that the collaboration between University of Nairobi and Randbound University in as far as developing this program called AMID is concerned began way back in 2018. So it's not something that comes straight away. And we had to develop a market survey or a need an assessment to see whether there was need by organization and institution based in the country or in the region to be able to offer this program and absorb trainees who develop from this program. So for 2 years or close to 3 years, there was a bit of disruption because of COVID. So formally, our first class that was in this collaboration began in 2021. So we have had 4 cohorts, as I said in this slide. We trained in 2021, 2022, 2023, and now we are doing the 2024 cohort, of which Dora is a member of. Thank you very much, Dora, for your comments and presentation about this program. The next question that Caleb asked is, how can, if Nigeria wanted to be on board, would do? At the moment, we already have, if you look at this, we have 3 Nigerians who are participating in this program, 2 of them based in Nigeria. We have 1 who is based in the Netherlands. No, 3, because the 4th one is based in the Netherlands, so she belongs to that class of Netherlands. But generally, we do assessment. We first of all have to get an institution that is willing, and this process also has to be competitive in terms of who can anchor the program in the country. So it's not, once we do assessment, then we identify organization to work with, then we get now into modalities of collaboration. I know Nigeria is quite strategic in terms of tapping into the West African region, and therefore we are trying to see from Kenya, where can we extend our wings to? So there are opportunities. Keep us posted, and when we think that we have a critical mass to be able to now divide the African class from Kenya, in Kenya, to be able to get into other regions, then definitely Nigeria would be a country to consider. The program, you must be ready also as an institution to market it and also recruit. Remember, we recruit on a year basis. We do not recruit individuals. Individuals that join the program must be attached to an organization. You heard from Michael mentioning that there's a tripartite agreement that is signed between the trainee, the organization they are attached, and the program, so that it binds even in terms of how the trainee is supervised, how the trainee work with for the organization, how does the organization pay the fees. So there are many legalities and agreements that have to be reached before an organization participates in AMID, but it's doable. So we can extend this conversation to see how we can work together to develop AMID program. Our hope and our aspiration is that one time we will have AMID program in all corners of the globe. Maybe in Africa, we have West, Central, East, North, and South. We may go to Asia, we go to the US, and who knows, we might be in Australia in 2050. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that. And Caleb, indeed, we will keep in contact so that we can, as Prof says, follow up through. And also, please feel free to get in touch with Grace. Yeah, great. Then we can hear from Abdirahman Ali, and then after that, we hear from Ruth.
Thank you, Prof, for giving me the opportunity. I'm very happy to be here, though I felt shy because I have seen a lot of professors and professionals. I'm a current graduate from the University of Nairobi, and I'm a refugee based in Kenya. So I wanted to ask some questions regarding the program. I'm a recent graduate and diploma in teacher education and emergency. So I would like to ask, am I able to apply this program? Because regardless of my learning or little experience, I'm eager to be part of the change makers in the world, especially in Africa and in our country, Kenya, or it's meant for the master's graduates only? That's the first question. The second question is the program free or we are going to pay the program? Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Abdirahman. Let me throw that immediately to Grace to respond to that, and then we can go to Ruth Osokuku.
Thank you, Dr. Amalo and Abdirahman for your question. It's a good question. And so I'm going to first start by saying that we have explained that we usually collaborate with organizations who then sponsor people who work for them, young professionals who work for them, or if they do not have a professional who works for them and they would want to give a chance to one, they create what we call a position. Then we hire for them for that position. Okay, so that said, there is at times organizations tell us to hire for them, and so we would advertise such positions and shortlist. And if you are qualified in that sense, then you join that organization. Like what Michael was talking about, Rainforest Alliance, they had during their year taken in 3 trainees, all of who were not working with that organization previously. So that is possible, but that is when we get organizations that allow for that to be created, positions to be created. Oh, okay, so that said, we encourage the organizations that are in this call to take this opportunity and empower people like Abdirahman. You can see the need is here, so that they can also be able to gain the experience or just be employed for that 1 year, and it will boost them in their career growth. So the second question you asked is about whether the program is free. It is not free, and it is paid 6,500 euros, and that payment is done by participating organizations. And that's why we are really saying organizations are at the core of this program, because again, they have to commit. If you're an external candidate, to give you a living wage, that is a salary that is commensurate to the living wage, but also organizations have to commit to pay for you your fee for the program for the whole year. So yeah, that is what I would say for that question. I hope I have answered you adequately. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Abdirahman, are we good?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ali. And thanks, Grace. So then we can move to Ruth.
Hello, good afternoon. It's good afternoon or good evening on your side. Hope you're
Yeah,
good.
good afternoon,
Yes.
this side, yes.
Okay, I'm also good. So I had some inquiries to make. I'm sorry I joined maybe 10 or 15 minutes late. Maybe I didn't get clearly on who the targeted trainees are particularly are. Okay, I'm a student, just finalizing my master's in computer science at the University of Nairobi, but at the moment I'm based in Paris in France. So I know I am not per se a fresh graduate, like I have like 4 years of experience, though I know learning has no end. So at the moment I'm working as a senior engineer in Safaricom, but I will still want to learn as much as I can. So I just wanted to know some clarity, maybe who are the targeted trainees or participants of this program. Maybe can I also be mapped, of course, with maybe another, someone in my domain who can still tuition me as I can, like just to mentor me much. I'm a cybersecurity expert working with Safaricom, cybersecurity, but at the moment I'm in France. So I had this also collaboration with Netherlands. Yeah, maybe it could also be an opportunity for me to make use of my Schengen visa. If there's some companies or some mentors I can, I can actually self-sponsor myself, like maybe just to shadow them on the other side also what they do, etc. That was more of my concern and just clarity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruth. For this, let me invite Aurelia, if she's in a position to chip in, because apart from her coaching role, Aurelia also helps us actually in the recruitment process. So Aurelia, are you able to say something about that?
Okay. I might not, let me just give an attempt, but I'd like any other clarifications to be made. So for the students that I usually support in the recruitment, normally they are trainees whose organizations here in Kenya have made advertisements, and they say that they are able to pay the fee that you have had, and they're able to pay a basic wage for a particular trainee. So they put out terms of reference. And then once they put that terms of reference, normally it's within the development work. It's most of the time, it's also entry positions that we advertise for. One, because the wage is not very high. So for someone who is looking for, who probably has been working in an organization where they've had a good pay, if you join the AMID program, because it's entry level wage, sometimes you may really take a big pay cut. And remember, the AMID program is just 1 year. And then after that 1 year, the organization decides either they retain you, or if they don't have more funding, they let you go. So I think for Ruth, who is a more established professional and currently based within the European side, should better, I suggest that, because even at the other side, I think should better have a discussion through that entry, especially if you're planning to stay in Europe for long. I think you might need to discuss with the team at AMID so that you can see what options are there. But I think for the Kenyan side, it might be a bit difficult just because of the kind of dynamics that you're already fully employed, you're already outside the country. Yeah, so I think that's what I would say for now. Perhaps the team can add something if,
Yeah, thank you very much, Aurelia. I see that Ruth has also said noted. So in a way, I take that also as a satisfaction with your response. So thank you very much, Aurelia. So then we can move to Lydia Midimo, our own IDS alumni. Lydia, please feel free to go.
Okay. I'm not quite sure if I'm clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you for the wonderful presentations that you have all made, and it's quite a very good program, I must say. So I'm saying also just to make a comment on the fact that of course many of us at times we could be good in technical skills, and the aspect of the soft skills at times could be lacking in us, and I think it has been captured by one of the presenter who said there's the personal development program, and I'm not quite sure to what extent does this program cover the soft skills aspect in a person. And maybe one of the things that I would really like to know, because at times you could be very good in your technical skills, but maybe things like even just writing a CV becomes a problem, and I'm not quite sure on the soft skills part, do you cover such kind of component, so that you also prepare the particular student post learning, and whether things like maybe mock interviews are done. And also the other question that I wanted to ask is, in the event that the company has not absorbed a particular student, maybe because of a lack of fund, I wanted to know, have you done an analysis to maybe understand how many have been absorbed, and whether there is post follow-ups of your alumni to ensure that they are well catered for? Yeah, thank you. So those are my questions.
Thank you very much, Lydia. So let me request Aurelia to start, maybe to speak a bit about the personal development, what goes into that, specifically this idea of soft skills, whether it's also a component that is covered. And then after her, we can also hear from Professor Kamau, because I see he has also highlighted the issue about the age in the current slide that is showing. Yeah, so we say the preference is 35, but then we also make an exception for those up to 40. Yeah, so we can start with Aurelia, and then we can jump to Professor Kamau.
Thank you very much. I think what I would say about the soft skills, these would happen within the personal development program. We do not really focus on the soft skills that are very tangible, like CV development. We mainly look at looking at topics that develop more the non-tangible skills, like helping you think about your values, looking for your greatest strengths, having tools that allow you to know how to have connectedness at your workplace, have flow at your workplace. So we really look at the more than non-tangible soft skills is what we develop. For the CV writing, I think maybe I'd let Prof answer that, if that is covered in anywhere. And maybe the other thing we do as the coaches, we also do a session on identifying your moral compass, really helping you stay grounded as a professional. So as far as soft skills go, that's the far we do at the personal development coaching sessions.
Thank you very much, Aurelia. Prof?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to also maybe, in addition to this, speak to the question that our colleague in Netherlands raised. Sorry, what's the name? Is it Ruth?
Ruth, yes. Yeah, she's in Paris now.
Ruth, yeah. Yeah, Ruth. Thank you very much. And I think we can, in addition to speaking to our colleague in the Netherlands, please get our contact. Who knows, we might get inroads into Safaricom and get the program anchored, so that even if you're working there, then as long as Safaricom can allow you a day for training on Fridays, and the work you're doing definitely informs the development studies, hoping all the other factors work within these, then you can be absorbed into this program. If you would like to join while in the Netherlands, because I heard you say you'd like to utilize your long-term Schengen visa, then it might be prudent perhaps to see how you can be accommodated within the Netherlands team. But all these require that our two institutions, maybe your employer and us, to have a conversation and see how best we can support you, because we're looking at building a pool of people who cohesion and who work towards addressing development in the most unconventional way. Thank you very much. Now, the question that Lydia has raised is very fundamental. Remember, when Grace was presenting, she said that these days, especially for our young graduate, whether you have done your master's or all you've done under your undergraduate, most of the time you'll see all the job advertised, they are asking for experience. I remember one of the questions that the Gen Zs in Kenya, for those of you who belong to this part of the world, were asking was, where do we get this experience when you're not giving us job? Instead, you are recycling the old people in position. So what AMID does is to offer you an experience, not necessarily for employment, but to get the skills that now you can utilize to be able to so that you are able to move in your career journey. The program in Kenya has been only 4 years, and we have trained close to 40 people based now in the Kenyan program. Among the people we have trained this far, I would say almost 80% of them were already working in the organization that sponsored them. So they were already in the employment. That means they continue to work even after AMID training. And the AMID program makes them very competitive. Again, a good number of them have even moved to senior position within the sector in which they are working. I would say that we had one who left the program, who by the time they were completing the program were already managing the program as directors. We have seen a number of them change jobs, and they attribute this to the skills and the training they get under AMID. So we have not done a tracer study to see the few whom we call them external acquisition, where we recruit and send them to organization. But I would say, like we had rainforest, as you heard from our colleague Michael Orangi. We have had one from PAL who also got absorbed, and we have a training now, again, externally recruited for that. So it is working. But even those who do not get absorbed at the time of the completion of the program, my gut feeling tells me, or our experience has shown, that they get absorbed in the labor market much faster compared to their contemporary. Probably, I will not say entirely, but because of their confidence, because of their ability and the training and the skills they get during this program. In terms of soft skills, our trainees, we put them in cohorts. So we'll find an alumni group of Kenya, an international alumni, say of 2023. Frida will tell you that when they are in those setup, they are able to do more, and especially during the peer-to-peer coaching, to develop, to communicate about job opportunities, to prepare each other, or to do mock exchange in terms of how one can respond to an interview setting. So that in itself brings confidence to our alumni that they have many platforms in which to learn. So even if the personal development does not go into those soft skills as a way of a curriculum, but it enables the peer-to-peer interaction to build capacity, confidence, and the necessary etiquette that is needed in order to get into the job market as a different person. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. I hope, Lydia, that is satisfactory. But if not, then please feel free to reach out. So I see our time is actually up. So we want to do a final call to hear from all our presenters today. And I will start with Frida for her closing remarks as we bring this to a close. And then I will also request to hear from Aurelia, her closing remarks. And then we'll move to Grace. I also requested her to check if there is any pending question that we have not addressed. So as she does also her final remarks, she can focus on that. And then also hear finally from Prof. Again, if there is anything from the chat that we have not addressed as we conclude this session. And then we'll also close it officially. Otherwise, from me as a moderator for today, I really want to say thank you very much to all of you that were able to join us this afternoon. For organizations that are on call and you wish to partner with us in the next year or the year after, please feel free to reach out. We are happy to engage. For those that still have questions for follow-up, do feel free to also reach out to us. So with those, let's start with Frida. Your final thoughts as we conclude.
Yes, thank you very much, Herbert. Also very grateful for Professor Paul, Aurelia, and also Winnie, Professor Winnie, for being able to, the work you're doing with AMID is like exceptional. So mine is just to thank you and the entire team, and even the team in the Netherlands. The hybrid, the way the class is hybrid, the interactions, as Prof has mentioned, and the mentorship that the trainees get, that we received during my time, has really made me the person I am today. Aurelia did some coaching for me, and we realized I like to avoid, like if I have a conflict, I play avoidance. And from that, I have even developed myself into facing issues even at work, being able to communicate my issues, and it has really helped me in my growth even at a personal level with relationships and everything. And so it's a very dynamic place to be. So it's not only even for example, someone asked about like CV writing and all that. The opportunities that the class offers is what now, like for me, I saw that some of my trainees had like good skills in communication, and I would tell them, can you please check my CV and see if you can do something with it? And my CV has been like very much improved through that discussion that I had with one of the trainees. And yeah, so it offers you a platform to like develop in so many various spaces that are just exposed through the courses that the modules are within AMID. So thank you very much. And I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to be here and just learn and share. And I'm hoping you guys will accept me for a PhD soon.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome, Frida. We'll be very happy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Asante. Thanks, Frida. Aurelia?
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. All I can say is that the coaching program, as you've heard, is quite rich. It allows for students to have better relationships with themselves and at work, to be able to adapt to change easier, to have more fulfillment and satisfaction. So I think that's a great tool that we can have as people who are working in development, to really be able to shine from within and be very confident on who we are. I'll just mention something because I'm the one in charge of recruiting the 3 candidates that organizations will later go and interview. One of the things I try to do, although it's not a requirement from AMID, is because I get a lot of CVs from many young people, for those who have not been successful either at the shortlisting or at the interview, I just do one email of guidance on how you should probably have written your CV, how you should answer interview question. And I've found that has been useful, especially for people who have not been successful. And I've seen others try the next year and some have been successful. So I just want to just warmly welcome you to the program, and we'll be waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Aurelia. Grace?
Thank you so much, Dr. Amalwa. I have gone through the charts and I think most of the questions have been answered. The only one I think has not been mentioned is one from Lona, who was saying she's interested in joining the program, although she's still doing her master's. Will she need to have her master's degree to qualify? So we can say that, yeah, you reach out to us. We see how you've progressed, although we encourage you to first finish your master's. Maybe you're finishing this year and you can be taken in next year or something like that. So please reach out to us if you feel your organization is in a position to support you, or if you have any other question, please do reach out to us. So I want to also take this opportunity to really thank you. When we called out to you, you answered and you registered and you actually joined this information sharing session. We hope it has been helpful to you. Please spread the word to organizations where you work in, or even if you're not working yet, you might reach a point and you're working in this organization that has the capacity development opportunity. Please remember there is AMID and you can actually propose it to them. So our main aim for this session was actually to share out information that this program exists to everyone, including students, and you never know what the future has in place or holds. So please keep in touch with us. If you see us advertising, you can try to apply. But also, if you go to your organization or the organizations you will ever go, please remember we are still here. But if you're from organization, I saw some people registered and they're from organizations. Some of them are people development practitioners or human resources or directors. Kindly reach out to us. We see how we can partner together in order to empower young people to do development work better. And I'm sure even from the organization that I've spoken, and even if you speak to many others that have partnered with us, this is a program that is worth your investment. So we welcome all of you. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Grace. Finally, Prof, as we also bring this session to a close, Professor Kamau.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to join my colleagues in thanking everyone for finding time to be here. We do not take it for granted that you have spared your 1.5 hours to listen to us. And we believe that we are planting a seed that one day, one time, is going to germinate and bring fruitful experience in our career, in our institution, either as trainees or as institution that is sponsoring trainees to this program. There are many comments in the chat. I believe that my colleagues and I have attempted to answer or respond to, but let me just mention a few that I took note of. Catherine Nyoike, thank you for your comment. We've seen it. Samuel Mutisia, my longtime friend and colleague in the devolution space, thank you for joining and for being here. I saw your comment and confirming that indeed Dora has become a devolution expert. Let's see how she does that after completing the program, but you can see the leadership in her.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Let's continue dialogue and we'll see how to work around the issue that we were discussing. Desmond Mono, Thank you very much. We wish you well in your completing masters. But if you want, you can get in touch with the unit with Grace for more information about the program and how you can join. I know Ruth Oskuku, your your questions we addressed, but let's keep in touch. You have our email address. Let's see how we can even loop in a Safaricom on board through foundation or through the academy. It might be a good opportunity for us to collaborate and start training the young people. Beatrice Karemi, you asked how can one be chosen by organization? Aurelia and Grace have clearly demonstrated how we recruit. We do not approach people, we approach organization, and if they have space, but they do not have internal candidate, we recruit for them an external candidate. Aurelia, who is part of us, has been our champion in terms of recruitment, and she will tell you more about how we get this. But generally, we ask the organization, we advertise, we do the shortlisting and interviewing. We only forward like 3 names to organization for placing. It's not a permanent job, but at least for 1 year, you can be assured of a position. Lorna Awings, thank you very much. Your question, I think Grace has responded to. I see Carlos Chuang from Tekan. I believe this is a colleague to Sabo Kabiro in Nigeria. Thank you very much for your comment. We take note of that. And many others, including from our colleagues and student population in IDS in the University of Nairobi. We appreciate your comment because they will go a long way in helping us to improve this program. And indeed, to share with you more positive result as we go along. We look forward to growing this program, not only in terms of numbers, but in terms of institutions participating, countries which are represented, and more importantly, the impact that we are going to make in the development space within our context, within the developing countries context, and more importantly, towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goal. Those of you who may have heard that we are in the process of changing the name from AMID to a Master of Global Challenges, a Master's in Global Challenges, because we have realized that the concern is not just about international development, but how can we position ourselves to face the challenges which are facing humanity today. And therefore, we want to be a little bit more broad-based, that we can look at all challenges, at all issues, and then anchor them within the sustainable development model to be able to offer solution. In this program, we also think and question the global North, global South relationship, where it has been kind of a relationship where we have power, we have the powerful players and the less powerful player. But looking, if you know about SDG, is how do we do partnership so that each one of us, whether we are in the North or in the South, have something to bring and to offer on the table. It's what we call equality in partnership. This is what we would like to see our program bringing out more and enabling our change agent or change actors to ask more. So thank you very much. I don't want to repeat everything. I don't want to really spend more time, but to thank everybody. The chair requested me now to wear the other hat and say, on behalf of IDS, we are grateful and we thank you very, very much. Leave us your contact so that we can put you in our database. We will keep on sharing with you information about our seminars. And for now, our seminars are online, but in exceptional cases, we hold them face-to-face. And our aim is to facilitate or to enable wider participation from all over. You can imagine if all the kind of diversity we have today may not have been possible if we were confined to a location within the University of Nairobi. So it's very important. Share with us your contact. And I'm sure my colleagues in here, not those who are in AMID program, but we have a whole battalion of other colleagues who are supporting us in terms of the network, in terms of managing this platform. I want to really thank you so much for your support, Eunice, Daniel, Pascaline, and everybody else that has participated in this. We want to appreciate you all. Saina, I saw you, and you are the ones who are speaking this and notes and contact so that we can build our base, a database for communication. We'll keep you posted. And once again, thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. Follow us in Twitter, follow us in YouTube, follow us in Facebook at University of Nairobi IDS, and this will enable us continue. You can also invite us to your event where we are able to attend weekend so that we continue broadening knowledge generation space. Thank you very much. Now, it's my singular honor to say that this seminar has come to a close. Wish everybody a good day from wherever you are, and we look forward to our interaction in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.